All right, so in number 3, we had something that looked like a quotient rule. So you take the low, multiply it by the derivative of the top, and the rule was the natural log of x is 1 over x, minus, so low d high minus the high times the derivative of the low, all over the low squared. So again, if you put this answer in just like this, it should accept it. I'm going to simplify it a little bit. X to the 9th times 1 over x is x to the 8th. So I have minus, I would probably write this part first. It doesn't matter. And x to the 9th squared is x to the 18th. And so that's your answer. They have it in a little bit different format, the way that they've given it. That's fine. They're just different. And then another one to look at was number 5. It was natural log of some product. I'm going to go ahead and put it in put it raised to the 1/2 versus the square root. So this is like saying y equals the natural log of u, where u is the thing in the parentheses. And so the derivative of this is pretty easy. It's 1 over u times the derivative of u. Well, the derivative of u is a little trickier, right? We have to do the product rule, and then we have to do some more substitutions, it looks like. But if I look at the product rule and say the first times the derivative of the second, I'd also have to multiply this one by the derivative of that n side, which would be 3x squared. So the first times the derivative of the second plus the derivative of the first times the second. So now that I look at my final answer, I have 1 over u. So my derivative is 1 over u, where u was x 8 plus x cubed to the 1/2, multiplied by what my du is. So I'm just going to write it just as it is. I do not have to simplify it. Now if we had to find the second derivative of this, it might be helpful to simplify it some, but not necessary. If we can get it all typed in, again, that's a heck of an answer. But all this is your answer. Totally different format than what WebAssign had, but that's fine. And then there's one more we're going to look at, I think number 10. So the function that we had was x 2 raised to the x plus 3. So this is a product rule because I have this thing times this thing. So if I'm finding the derivative, I take the derivative of the first times the derivative of the second. So the derivative of the second is the natural log of 2 times 2 to the x plus 3. And I could say multiplied by 1 because the derivative of this exponent is 1. Then plus the derivative of the first times the second. So this would be my derivative.